Now, a couple of days ago in The Guardian, they made reference to the coming anniversary of the Tiananmen Square massacre, as they put it. Now, I issue a challenge here and now. I've made this challenge on numerous radio shows, and no one has ever responded. I put it in The Guardian on their notes and queries and looked for an answer, and nobody could give me an answer which justified the expression the Tiananmen Square massacre. If you go to Tiananmen Square myth or massacre, or Google it, you will find the American reporters who were there for the whole night who say no massacre ever took place in Tiananmen Square. There is not footage, and believe you me, I have looked. There is no footage of anyone being killed in Tiananmen Square. They'll show you the footage ad nauseum of the guy standing in front of the tank. What they never show you is the fact that the tank went round him. They show you a couple running with a stretcher over and over again. I must have saw it 10,000 times in the last 20 years. The couple running with the stretcher. There's a few puffs away in the distance. Now, Mikhail Gorbachev, if I remember rightly, was in town in Peking, Beijing, at that time. And the world's media was there en masse. Tiananmen Square was littered with cameras, the Western media cameras. And yet there is no footage. The BBC said 3,000 people were massacred. It's on the rock and roll years if you want to check it. They say 3,000 people were massacred. And it was done in a public square in the centre of a major city with all the cameras of the world concentrated upon them, and no one has a single picture of anyone being killed or anyone having anything done to them by the People's Liberation Army, the PLA. The students had been there for weeks. If they had been in been in Parliament Square, they wouldn't have lasted 3 hours, never mind 3 weeks, before the police would have come in with their riot gear and their water cannons and all the rest of it, you know. But this demonstration was broken up after 3 weeks, an illegal demonstration, and many of the demonstrators were singing, believe it or not, the Internationale. The Western media even misrepresented the nature of the demos that were going on. You know, they weren't arguing for less communism, they were arguing for more communism. They were arguing about more liberty in a socialist society, not a capitalist society. And as I say, if you listen very carefully, the students are regularly singing the Internationale. One journalist said they were doing it ironically. Well, isn't that clever, you know? 10,000 people all have the same brainwave. Oh, let's sing the Internationale. Ironically, everyone will know we don't really mean it. Do they think we're fucking nuts or something, you know? They feed us this drivel, yeah? There was no massacre in Tiananmen Square. There were some people killed in the streets around Tiananmen Square, and that was because our local villains, they have them even in Beijing, were taking advantage of the situation for smash and grab shops and things like this. And there was some outbreaks of looting, etc., in streets surrounding because the police were preoccupied with what was happening in the square and the army. There was extra activity in the hospitals that night. There were people injured, but that was mostly in fights around Tiananmen Square. But I repeat, and I want everybody out there, whoever hears the expression again, to challenge immediately anyone who uses it, the Tiananmen Square massacre. There was no massacre in Tiananmen Square, full stop.